hear what they say. Here we go, we're on our way. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Escape to reality. Woo-hoo!
Hey everybody, and welcome to an extra special episode of Escape to Reality podcast with Justine
and Geneva. What up?
Yo, yo, yo.
So we're super excited. Today we got to interview recently Brooke from Below Deck Med, and as the finale has aired, we're super excited to share our interview with her. So Brooke was the second stewardess on Below Deck Med. She was a pretty central character. She carried the boat with her service. She also was dating jWoww. And so
it's like wow with a J in front, like
jWoww. Yes. So she was pretty central to the season, so we were thrilled to be able to interview her. So we're super excited for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, she was one of our favorites. She's one of my favorite stewardesses of all time. I think she's got it all. I'd love for her to be serving me, and she was super fun to talk to. We got some dirt on Andy and a little SJP information, who our favorite celebrity guests were.
Yeah, it was
and
great.
You know, we got some dirt on Joao, Casey, the whole shebang, who her best friend is off the boat. So
much
get
good
all the dirt.
Yeah, she was fantastic. So without further ado, we're going to dive into our interview with Brooke. As a friendly reminder, we are on every platform imaginable, so please like and subscribe. We're on iTunes. We are on Google. We are on Spotify. We are on Stitcher. And we are on Twitter at Escape2Pod, where we provide you with our hot Twitter takes. So without further ado, we will give you the Brooke interview. Enjoy, everybody. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody, we're very excited because we have Brooke joining us from Below Deck Med. How are you doing, Brooke?
Very well, thank you. Just in the Bahamas.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
I was just going to ask where you are in the world. What are you doing? Is this for fun or work?
No, I've just finished a charter and I had a few days off, so I thought I'd treat myself to a couple of days relaxation.
Oh, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and get started with asking you just a couple of our quick questions. So these are supposed to be quick and fun. So the first one, if you were a housewife, do you watch The Housewives first of all?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay. All right. This can be hard. So if you can't answer it, let us know. If you had a Housewives tagline, what would it be?
Tagline.
So kind of like if you had to introduce yourself in like, you know, like a quick phrase, what would you say?
I would say I am sweet, fun, caring, loyal.
I love that. That's perfect. What was the last one you said?
Loyal. I don't know. I would just think of
loyal. That's good. I like
but
that.
You are,
okay,
sure.
Vanderpump for sure. She is my favorite. She's like my idol.
Oh, I love her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. She's
No.
amazing. You could be a very young Lisa Vanderpump. I love it.
Wish. Yeah, she is my idol.
Yeah.
Oh, she is mine too. I would love to be just like her. I have a housewife tagline for you if you want to hear it.
Okay.
Oh,
sure.
you have one for her? Okay.
I do. Okay, it could be like, you may think I look like Kate Middleton, but I am smarter and better looking.
Okay, I like that.
Do you like that?
And a bigger princess.
I think you are a more beautiful Kate Middleton, so we were just talking about that.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's weird how many people have said that I look like Kate Middleton.
What TV shows are you currently watching?
Honestly, I'm not, because I live on a boat and we don't have cable. We have really shitty Wi-Fi. Sorry, can't say shitty, but I'm not watching anything.
No, you can.
I never watch TV.
Oh,
Okay.
man, you're the opposite of us, but good for you.
Right?
We watch too much TV. We're watching all the TV for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Number 3. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Bad grammar and people that chew with their mouth open.
Oh, chew
Yeah,
with their
that's
mouth
pretty
open?
nasty.
Yeah, that's bad. I would agree. Okay. If you weren't a stewardess or working on a yacht, what would you be doing?
I would love to do like estate management. I'd love to like run sort of big houses or big estates. just like being a property manager.
Okay, I like that. Okay, last question. Next place on your travel bucket list?
Alaska. I've always wanted to go. So
That's my next one too. Maybe I'll see you there.
Really? Yeah.
Alaska?
I'm trying to find a yacht that is like has it in the itinerary.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Those are our quick questions. So we're going to dive into a little bit about how you got on Below Deck. So how did you get cast on the show?
As you do, just being on yachting websites, you get approached by the producers, like the scouts who were looking for crew all the time. So I've had like messages in the past, when they'll send out big circle messages. And I came across it one day and I was like, oh, why not? And I never took it seriously. I never ever thought that it would actually happen. And then as the weeks went by and I was having more and more interviews, I was like, this actually might happen. And then like 2 days before filming, they were like, yeah, okay, you're in. I was like, no way.
Oh
I
my
never even took it seriously. Yeah.
Wow. So you found out in 2 days. That's crazy.
I know.
So 2 days before. Wow. So we saw on Watch What Happens Live that Andy said that he was a charter guest on a boat that you were on. Is that do you think that's how you got cast, or was it after that?
No, I think that's probably has something to do with it, because obviously the people who work for Bravo know Andy, so Andy knew me, and when they asked, said, oh, Brooke has applied, what do you know about her? Then maybe that helped. But yeah, I've had Andy on charters so many times now.
How long have you been working in yachting? Like, how long have you been working on boats?
4.5 years coming up to next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you ever get seasick? Did you ever get seasick like Casey? No?
No. I grew up sort of like chartering catamarans and stuff with my family, so I'm always used to being on the water. So something I did when I was like 5 or 6, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Had you ever been on a boat where someone got sick like that and couldn't working on a serious boat with a serious team like that? Was that Casey the first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say Casey was the first. I mean,
because
people don't tend to go into yachting if they get seasick.
That was wild. I couldn't believe that. Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
I know. Well, when you do get interviewed by captains, that's like one of the first questions that they'd ask you, like, do you get seasick?
Seasick.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So how was it like getting adjusted? How was it getting adjusted to filming and like getting used to the cameras? Was it awkward at first, or did you get used to it pretty quickly?
No, I was so awkward around cameras all the time. Like, I don't think I ever really got used to it. They would I would hear a camera coming and I would just start like waffling and go bright red. And just, I was so awkward. But yeah, it's just a really weird experience, like from the second you open your eyes. We have obviously fixed cameras in the cabins. Everywhere you go, there's fixed cameras because they can't afford to miss anything. And then you've got the actual cameramen all walking around the boat all the time. So it's just constant for 6 weeks, but it feels like so much longer.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't seem like I felt like you were very natural, but I could imagine it'd be so awkward at first. You're like, what are these people doing staring at me all the time?
I know.
It's gotta be weird.
Yeah, and you can't like speak to them, so they're just like this like entity that isn't meant to exist, but it's like, oh, I feel so rude, not saying good morning or whatever, but you just
right. Yeah, that's gotta be weird.
Yeah, that's so awkward for sure.
I know.
So is Captain Sandhya, is she the first female captain you've worked with before? Is there a lot of female captains?
No, she's the first, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't actually come across any others. I've heard of others, but I've never worked
she
with
is
anyone.
just really fascinating to me. I really love her. Is she as nice as she comes across? Do you like working with her?
Yeah, I think she is just so nice. Like,
is what you see what you get with her, like
definitely.
Okay, right. I mean, she gets
caring.
pissed, like we saw that, which was fun to see, obviously. But like, is she fun, like eating the Pringles in the kitchen? Like, is that who she really is, like a sweetheart like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It seems like
that is 100% who she is.
I noticed I just love this. Okay, when Hannah was sick and Jamie was sick, she started helping serve the guests. I was just blown away. Like, she's a real captain. She's up there. Like, Captain Lee is not getting up there and serving the table. Like, good for her. I thought she's badass. I love her so much. I think she's just awesome.
Yeah, no, she is.
What are some qualities that you find in her as a female captain versus a male captain? Like some positives, I guess.
I think just by nature, women are a lot more empathetic and understanding and caring, like, and, you know, have more of a softer side to them than guys do. So with that said, you know, she would take into account like our feelings and emotions, whereas I can imagine, you know, with a lot of male captains, they're very just cut and dry, but she's soft and sweet and nice, but also she won't be taking the piss out of either. So
yeah, she's very firm, very stern. She handled Conrad when he was off doing his smoke breaks 100 times a day with Hannah. You know, he tried to rein him in, you know. They were like little dogs in heat. We felt bad for you, you know. It's not your fault. You should have you ever watched Friends before?
Oh yeah, when Rachel takes up smoking.
That's having people in her. You should have probably had to start to do that. Be like, okay, hey Hannah, I'm gonna come sit down next to you and have a smoke.
Like, how annoying was that? Why shouldn't we get these 10-minute breaks all throughout the day? We're being punished because
you're shortening your life. Why can't I have a shortened work day? It's not fair, right?
No. But yeah, I don't know. Most boats don't take smokers. That's the funny thing. Like, in that yachting world, yeah, it's a real big no.
That makes sense.
I can imagine because she's got to stink. It's not a glamorous thing, you know.
Well, I think it's also just the time that they take, right? Did you feel like the editing of the show was fair, like in terms of how they portrayed like how much work Hannah was doing?
It's a hard one to say. Yes and no. I feel like the editing job must be so hard for them, you know, when there is literally 6 weeks, 24 hours a day of footage, and they have to try and just like literally cut it into like a 50-minute program each week. You know, it must be really, really hard. So they're trying to get the overall picture, but you do lose a lot of your real personality and what really happened. So it's like watching a new show to what actually happened in my head sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you must get pissed.
Yeah, but no, I think obviously you saw my frustration with Hannah's work, and I am used to coming from a really high-end boats, so I know exactly what, and also I was a chief stew before, so I know exactly what goes into setting up for a charter, during charter, the post charter. I know everything, and so I was aware.
Yeah, now you're dealing with the seasickness girl who can't get out of bed, and Hannah who's off smoking. It's like, what the hell world am I on, right?
Carrying it.
I know it was an adjustment thing because it was like I was so used to what yachting is, and obviously making a show like on a yacht is a lot different from what it usually is. So it was just an adjustment thing.
How has Hannah like gotten this role as the chief stew year after year? How does that keep happening? I wonder, just from casting, I guess, on the show. But if she wasn't on TV, would she be working harder?
I'm sure she would, yeah. I think, like, if I'm being honest, when it comes to, she's been asked back year after year because of her character, and also, you know, so it's,
because she's good television.
Exactly, whether you love her or you hate her, she's great TV.
Yeah,
and
so true.
Whether she's amazing at her job or not is kind of secondary.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. But
totally
that sucks
true.
for you when you have to do the work and then you're stuck. I hate that, like, group dynamics and team members, you know, when you're doing all the work of 3 people. That's got to be like super annoying.
I know.
But you just got to do it.
I was literally working 20, 21 hours. I was so like broken by the end of filming.
Wow.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you talk to Hannah? Like, are you still talking to her now?
Yeah, we get on really well on a social level, like completely. We're good friends, but with working with us, it's just hard work.
Yeah, it's hard to work.
Sometimes
working is different. Yeah. You know, the biggest, I guess, the huge main story of the season was Joao. And, you know, Casey, it was really interesting to see the dynamics between your friendship with Casey and behind the scenes what was happening with her and Joao. And it was just kind of, you came off to me as a nice person who gave Casey the benefit of the doubt when really kind of behind your back she was a little bit on the shady side. Did you feel that way watching that?
Yeah, definitely. I was like from day one I really, really helped Casey. Like to
Yeah, you really stuck in there for her. Yeah.
Yeah, I really believe that Hannah would have sacked her if I hadn't, you know, given a direction and covered for her things that you don't see. But so I always had her back. And so it was so disappointing to watch that, you know, even after I said, like, please just tell me, like, you know, he's saying when I'm with someone, I'm very committed and that's that. But so, you know, obviously I got a sense of what his character was like in terms of being like wanting to be this player type. So I just asked Casey, you know, if there's anything that's slightly inappropriate that you feel like you should tell me, please just tell me, because it'll just be game over. You know, I don't want to humiliate myself on TV with this guy if he's saying one thing to me and another thing to you. So please just tell me, you know, as a friend. And she never did. And then obviously now watching it back, had her ego bruised and still wouldn't let it go with him.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I just think it was just the way she went about it was so shady to me, because especially if you were upfront with her that you would just appreciate her telling you. You know, it seems odd that she wouldn't have just been upfront. I think she just really liked the attention. That's kind of like the sense I got, that she loved the attention.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your status with Joao today? Did you guys travel together after the show?
Well, so we were together on leaving the show. Obviously, we didn't really know each other at that point. It was more like we got to know each other properly after we left the show. So we were together from leaving. We finished filming at like the end of October, and then we broke up at the end of April. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how long were you together?
So like 6 months.
Oh, God. And so when did you find out about the stuff that happened on the boat? Did you find that out while you guys were dating?
Yeah, he tried to be like, tell me everything. But, you know, it was a kind of sugar-coated version of events. So watching it was totally different to what I was expecting. You know, he believed that he'd told me everything, but he hadn't at all. Yeah.
Ugh, that had to be terrible to watch it while so you were dating while you were watching the show?
No, actually, we split up. The show started airing in May, so yeah, we'd split up actually right before the first episode aired.
Okay. Oh God, that's terrible.
Oh,
and
wow.
So you don't talk anymore?
No, we have stopped speaking recently for like the last month or so. We haven't spoken, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think you're better off without him. I couldn't even figure out how to.
I'm surprised you guys were together that long after the boat. Wow.
I know. Me too. It was a weird one. It was just.
Where did you guys go live after the boat? Where do you guys go live?
Well, we went to Italy, and then we spent a month in Zimbabwe, at his like home, and then we came to my house in Manchester for Christmas and New Year. And then we were back in LA doing sort of pickup interviews for the show. So we were kind of around everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think like you learn a lot traveling with someone. So, I mean, I guess the fact that you guys were able to survive that long traveling was good for something.
He seemed like a nice person. But he just seemed like kind of two-faced at the same time. But deep down, he was trying to do the right thing, it seemed.
I feel like he went into the show in his mind that he was going to play this character of a player, and, you know, that's who he wanted to be. And I feel like he wanted
that's
to
how he
stick
wanted
to
to
that
portray
throughout.
himself.
Yeah, and it's quite a strange thing. Like, I think he thought that the audience would respond well to it, you know, like, or he'd get the guys on side and it would be funny or whatever. I don't really know, because that isn't what his character's like at all. Like, upon leaving the show, didn't step a foot wrong. He was a really, really, really good boyfriend. So
Yeah.
yeah. And his
So like his
character,
perception of himself was completely different than what he actually looked like in real life, like how he acted.
yeah, it was strange. It was like getting to know two different people.
Okay, so I have to ask you a couple of questions about the guests. What's like the worst things a guest can request? Like, is a beach lunch the worst? Like, what's the thing where you guys are like, oh God, I don't want to do this?
I think, beach picnics are the worst, because you're obviously not on the boat, so you have to remember absolutely everything, and it's not just like a little picnic. It's everything, everything that they want on the boat, they want ashore, but then you've got sand and everything. The cleanup is a nightmare. If you forget anything, it's embarrassing. You're having to get a tender to bring stuff back and forward, and it's just a pain in the arse.
That one you guys did where you were like hiking up the hill to the very top looked like the absolute worst.
Oh,
like, I don't
God,
understand. It looks so bad.
Yeah. And we were carrying
And
such
then
heavy
you whip-
stuff.
yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
What is one of the worst things in terms of pet peeves? Like, is it guests who stay up late? Is it the people that like want something at 5 a.m.? Like, what's the worst type of guest that you can get?
Yeah, just that kind of thing. It's really inconsiderate, like the chef's done you an amazing 3-course meal, but then you're up all night, and then at 2 a.m, you want something else, quesadillas and everything, and then you're having to wake up the chef, because what I could do wouldn't be anywhere near as good as what they could do. So it's just
right.
And then knowing that the chef has to be up at 6 a.m. to prepare breakfast. So yeah, the combination, like late night people that want to be up, want everything, so you're making cocktails, and then you've got to be up to do breakfast service. So it's just, but I mean,
so when you get guests that go to bed, right, when you get guests that like go to bed at like 10:30, like this season, I think there were a couple like older couples who like at 10 p.m. were turning it in. You guys are probably like so excited. That's like the best
it's
type,
literally
right?
like you feel like you've won the lottery, because you're just so tired, and then you're like, oh my God, they've gone to bed.
Yeah. And are you encouraged to talk to the guests like after, or do you ever make friends with guests and like keep talking to them after the show? Or is it kind of like, I know you're supposed to be very professional, but does it ever become like you become friends with them?
I think this show is obviously different. Like the guests come on because they want to interact with the crew, and they know that ultimately the show is about the crew. So they're obviously, since filming, a lot of the charter guests from the season have like met up with crew members and invited them on weekend trips and things like that. But normally, no, like I would always sort of gauge the guest, what if they want, a really personable, friendly like service, or if they're very formal and you stand off. So it's just all sort of depends on the type of client that you get.
Yeah, definitely. And from all the crew members, is there somebody that you're closest to from the show that you still hang out with and keep in touch with?
I would say Colin. Me and Colin have always just been great friends. Like we just clicked.
Really?
Yeah, we clicked instantly.
He's such a sweetheart.
He's so cute. I loved him and his parents. That was the most heartwarming scene. I just died.
Yeah.
God, I hope you marry him. You should marry Colin. You guys would be so cute together.
Has he tried to
like 70 times a day messages? I'm like, okay.
Oh, from people saying you guys should be together.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Do you regret ever that, like, do you wish he would have told you how he felt sooner? Like, do you feel like there's a romantic connection, or you just really feel like you guys are good friends?
I really, to be honest, I just didn't feel that way. Like, you either have that sort of romantic chemistry or you don't. And I just didn't with Colin. I really did just see him like a friend, a good friend.
Yeah.
Like he's such a special guy, but I just didn't fancy him. So you just can't, as much as it would be like an ideal thing, like you just can't force that.
Yeah, someday, Colin, keep trying. No, I'm just kidding. What's your ideal type of guy? Like, are you attracted to guys like Joao that are like very confident and kind of cocky, or are you kind of like, what's your type?
No, not at all. I think that phase is was very, it was a bit of an experiment. He's definitely not right for me in that sense. But I think my perfect type of guy is someone who's just super modest, humble, driven, intelligent. Somebody that isn't like searching for the limelight. Somebody that's just happy to just sit back and I don't know.
Sounds like Adam.
A family
Adam?
guy. No, I think Adam's obviously really, really cute, but
he is cute. Is he as cute in person as he is on TV?
Yeah. I always fancied Adam.
Yeah. So shag, marry, kill. Adam, Conrad, Colin.
Adam, Conrad, Colin. Okay. Marry Colin, obviously, because we would just laugh.
I would marry him too. I'd totally marry him.
Shag Adam, because he's really cute.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You're killing Conrad.
Oh, Conrad's going down. Sorry, Conrad. You're friends with Hannah.
I am friends with Conrad as well, but I don't want to shag him or marry him.
They are cute. You had a cute crew this season. Yeah. It's funny how everyone grows on you as a viewer. It's like you start all strangers, and then by the end, you just love everyone. That's like working on yachts, though. You know how you can look at them and not fancy them, but when you literally get to know the intricacies, when you live with someone for months and months and months, and they start to become more attractive.
Yeah, that's true. So when you guys do multiple charters, is it often that you're with multiple people, like charter to charter season, or is it typically like a new crew?
Oh no, that's what they do in Below Deck isn't typical. Usually you are you permanent on a boat. So, and that boat will go between the Med and the Caribbean, so you'll have the same crew. And you do Med season, Caribbean season, or whatever. Like I've done like world itineraries before. Like I've done Asia, I've done the South Pacific, French Polynesia, New Zealand. I've had a really, really good streak with my itineraries.
Amazing. Where's the best place you've gone, either traveling like on a boat or just personally, like your favorite place in the world you've been to?
I think probably New Zealand, because it's got absolutely everything. It's like I've been to so many stunning places, but I would never live there. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's not somewhere you could live, but New Zealand has got everything. It's got amazing restaurant scenes, gorgeous cities, but then it's so rural and stunning scenery, amazing beaches, amazing like glaciers and everything. And no like dangerous creepy crawlies like there are in Australia. So
yeah. Oh, cool. Wow. Yeah, I gotta go there. That's on my list.
Yeah, the people are really cool as well. They're very down to earth and just chilled and hardworking. Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. I want to check that out. You mentioned that you were on the yacht with Andy. So do you do is it a lot of famous people or just really wealthy people? Do you ever have to sign like NDAs because people are so worried people will see stuff? Does it ever work like that?
Mm-hmm. Every single boat I've worked on 3 boats permanently, for like a year and a half at a time. And you always have to sign a confidentiality agreement. But my very first boat that Andy was a guest on plenty of times, that's a really well-known boat for just Hollywood elite coming on. Like I just met so many incredibly influential, awesome people by working on that boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there anybody that was like the nicest who stood out to you, like the nicest person that we would know, like a celeb?
Tom Hanks, who's so nice. Oprah Winfrey.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Oprah!
Wow. Oprah.
Wow. Oh my God.
So
right now we're one person away from Oprah. If you met her, then we're essentially one away.
I know. She gave me.
What does Oprah like to drink for breakfast? Does she a hot tea, coffee? Do you remember things like this about people? Like you're like, oh my gosh.
I don't really remember. My like most incredible like oh my God moment or one-off was making a Cosmopolitan for Sarah Jessica Parker. I was like, no,
that's perfect.
I know.
That's awesome.
Like, no, this is just made my entire life. Yeah, because I lived.
100%.
And she lived.
You
it.
probably probably made the best cosmopolitan of your life. You were like, this needs to be
I was
perfect.
like shaking.
You must have died when she ordered it. You're like, of course. Oh my
I
God,
was
is this
like,
happening?
yeah, literally. And she like signed a pair of, she has like, her own SJP brand.
Her shoes.
Yeah, and she signed a
Yeah.
pair for me when
Oh,
she
that's
left
so
because she knew
awesome.
that I was just like a super fan of her.
Oh my
Oh my God.
goodness.
You can
Yeah,
never put those shoes
sweet.
on. You have to like hold
I
on to those
know.
forever.
I've literally got them
That's
in
so
like a
good.
framed box in my bedroom at home.
Oh, that's amazing. I have a random question not related to the celebrities. So you always make these like amazing tablescapes, but I
Yeah.
really have to ask, why are there always so many baubles? Like, why do you always have to have so many beads? Like, I feel like all you do when you're setting a table is just deal with all these beads and you have to put them
I
away. It
know.
just seems crazy.
I know the thing is that's true, but that is just me. Like I would like make more work for myself
Oh, that's
to make it look really
that's like
pretty.
your vibe. You just like it really
Yeah.
like opulent. I like it. It looks great, but it just
Some
seems like
people
so much
yeah,
work.
you do a
I
great
know.
job.
All the deckhands hate me because it's like the wind blows and then there's just sequins and beads all over the deck, and I'm like,
Oh, totally like a tripping hazard. That's good.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Oh, I had one other question. Did you go through like training to learn how to do this? Like, how did you learn how to like serve a perfect table and do like white linen service and all that kind of stuff?
there are courses that you can do, but because my first boat was such a good boat, like I was really lucky that was my first gig, and the chief stewardesses were extremely well trained themselves, that they taught me everything.
That's awesome. And so but a lot of people can go get like certified somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've since done a silver service course just because it looks good on your resume.
You mean like
even though I
Casey's
already
fake
knew.
A
resume?
real silver service.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when
Oh
Casey,
my
Your
God.
bikini picture on your resume.
oh my God,
Sorry.
that's the
Oh
worst.
my God, in a bikini and a flower crown.
It's crazy.
Did
So
you
is
see that?
is there a photo, like is a photo typical on a yachting resume? Like is that a normal
Yeah.
thing to have a picture in a bikini? It is. Okay.
It's not in a bikini,
And then-
no.
Not
You're
in a
meant to be,
bikini, right.
small.
But
and-
like your headshot.
because-
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is quite an image-based, like, industry. If they're billionaires and if they don't want, big fat, like, oh God, that sounds
Yeah,
really
they want
bad, but you know what I
true.
mean? It's very image-based.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes,
awful, but
and-
it's true.
And do people lie on their resumes like she did? Like, is that a common thing to like over exaggerate the experience you've had or no?
Well, I think it's just like any industry, like I would definitely like judge mine a bit. No, like no,
Right.
I'm not going to flat out lie. I need to be able to back it up. But
Right.
you can,
But you're not
sort of
laying
talk yourself
sick
up
out.
a bit more. Yeah, but that
Yes.
was like a
Yeah.
full.
She got
I thought that
sick
was-
because she obviously couldn't even. She couldn't
Yeah.
even get up out of bed. It was crazy.
I know.
I just
and
couldn't
she couldn't even
believe
lay a
it.
table. She didn't know how to lay a table. She didn't know how to put a load
No.
of laundry in.
The
So
part
you're
where she asked,
paying
like, they
and
asked
training
for-
her.
Right. They asked for like a coffee or something, and all she knew how to do was put in a Keurig. I was like dying. I'm like, this can't be real.
I know.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
And would you
I
take
know.
is it okay to take the tip when she didn't work the first service, or Hannah when she was out sick being hung, or I guess she had anxiety, but she just probably shouldn't drink so much with anxiety is how
Yeah.
Geneva and I took that. And it really bothered us, but I get anxiety, but it just seems triggered by alcohol.
Does alcohol
And
make
then-
it
Yeah.
worse?
Oh, yes.
I think
really?
so. Yeah, typically. I mean, I think that's
Yeah.
probably why she felt as bad as she did. Is like, imagine you're hungover and then you have a massive fight. I think it like,
I don't want to be
doubly.
cynical, but yeah.
Yeah.
You felt like she
Jamie
was more
like
hungover.
on death's door. She was ready with, to get up and help. It just seemed, I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it standard for people to not like if somebody's out sick? Is it like protocol
take
for them
their
to
tip?
pass on the tip?
I think it's a hard one. It depends what the reason is. Like I said Casey couldn't help being sick. She should have never taken this job knowing that she got seasickness in the first place, but
yeah.
she did want to be there, and it's not like she's lazy and she didn't want to work. She did want to
Right.
be there, so it wasn't
Yeah.
her fault.
Right.
So as a
Yeah.
crew, usually just
She did make
crews are-
up for it.
Yeah. So I didn't blame her for taking it, but I mean, maybe it would have been a nice gesture to even say,
Oh, no,
guys,
I don't blame her.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if
So
we'd have
when
said
you,
no.
yeah, right. Yeah, you'd be like,
Yeah.
I think the gesture means a lot though, just to,
Yeah.
It
just to
does,
say
yeah.
like, so in the little quarters that you guys live in, if two crew members happen to develop a relationship and like are potentially hooking up, what is the protocol for like, is there a sock on the door? Like, how do you guys manage having
my God.
relationships in these situations? What do you guys do?
I guess, well, most boats have got locks on the cabin doors, really. So you
So
don't
you just
really
lock
need-
out your roommate?
But like Hannah and Conrad are pretty like respectful. They're not doing it while you're in the
Yeah.
room.
Oh God, no,
Yeah.
no. They
Oh,
and
okay.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
a lot of people have said like, "Oh my God, that's so disrespectful," them sleeping above you, blah blah blah. But I literally said, I do not care. I was close to Conrad. If they want to
Yeah.
spoon on the top bunk, I'm so chilled out with stuff like that. I've lived in this environment for 4 years, so
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
If
Yeah,
the
you're
road's,
used to
if
it.
the boat's a knocking. But,
Yeah, don't go knocking.
I know. Well, we used to have really nice pillow chat, like the three of us.
Yeah, right. And then things turned, right?
yeah, right. So that's awkward. Yeah, when you get into a fight with them and then you have to share such close quarters, that is awkward.
I know.
Gotta be
Yeah, because
awkward.
obviously it was like when it started to go south with me and Hannah, it just got escalated quickly.
Oh, so awkward. There's nothing worse than like silence awkwardness where like you can't talk to each other, and you're just
I
like the
know.
silence is so heavy. It's the worst.
Yeah, and you only have your
So
cabin for like your little bit of peace. So
Your
to have
space,
this tension, it's just awful.
Yeah. How did you manage to still work really well with people like Hannah and Casey that you were having potential conflicts with? Like, how are you able to, even when you live together too, you're able to just push that aside and go to work? Like, is that something that you feel like, you've
Yeah.
developed over the years of working in small quarters, or how have you done that?
Yeah, I think I really just do take my job seriously, like, and I'm just professional and I just get on with it basically, and I can be just civil and get the job done, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good quality. That's a good quality to have, definitely.
Yeah, I'd like to see you be the chief stew of the new show in Cape Cod, right, Geneva, or on the east coast of the U.S. That would be fun.
Oh, are they doing a new one?
Yeah,
I think they're doing a sailing one, which would be really cool.
Oh, it's
My
a
background
sailing.
is in sailing boats.
I see.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I just have
is there anything? Oh yeah,
I just have a quick question. Okay, so when Andy and like Sarah Jessica Parker get off the boat, do they do the whole? Everyone lines up, and do they give the white envelope of a tip as well? Is that for show, or is that what always happens?
No, that doesn't. That's just for the show. It'll be
Okay.
like
Oh, okay.
they'd give it
How
to the
fun
captain.
would that be, right? Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean we all line up and wave them off, but they definitely don't do a big speech and then hand us an envelope. But
Typically they're like,
nice.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
how
that
many
would be
different
hilarious.
outfits do you have to wear for the charter season? Like, is it typically like you have a daytime, a nighttime, and like the whites, or are there some boats where you have like 12 outfits?
Yeah, my first boat, the owner's wife is a fashion designer, and so we literally our
Ooh.
evening wear we had like 8 different styles of her dress, and they were all worth
Really?
like $700 each. Yeah, and I really love
Wow.
fashion. I was like, oh my God.
Oh wait, where do you
That's
put it
kind of
all in those
amazing.
tight quarters, right?
I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
we do have storage, but so
I'm always
Oh,
impressed
that's
at
good.
how
Wow.
well you look. Getting up and not having sleep, everyone looks so pretty. It's amazing. I don't know how you guys do it.
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how you
I-
get
I-
ready. I don't.
Well, I couldn't believe that morning when I got really drunk on one of the I think it was
Yes.
like the third night out, and I woke up and my lipstick was like perfectly on. I was like, oh my God, how did I do that?
You
Oh
pulled
my
together.
God, those lipsticks. Have you ever worn those like long wear lipsticks that are like they literally stay on for like 15 hours? They're terrible.
Yeah.
You can never get them off.
I know,
You're like
they're
just
like
wiping
paint.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yes,
They are. You make one
100%.
slip of the lip and you're screwed for a whole day.
It's over. Totally.
Yeah.
So when you guys go out, you usually go out the night between charters. So when say you're hungover in the morning, you guys are getting the boat ready. You're not typically like greeting guests. Is that how it usually works?
So it's usually you don't do 3-day charters and then have a day to turn over the boat. Like, that's not typical.
Okay.
The charters were,
What is typical?
anything from a week to 2-week charters, and then
Wow,
you at least
amazing.
have a few days to sort of rest and turn the boat around.
Well, Brooke, I know you have to run, so we'll kind of wrap it up here. But I know in our previous conversations before the interview, you said, you didn't really think you would do another season, and that a lot of the backlash you got on social media and the comments were really hard. But we just want to say we thought you were amazing, and we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. And we need you back for another season, so we hope that you do, but we can't thank you enough.
If they offer you that, I would love to see you as the chief stew, and just turn off your Twitter comments, don't read them, and come on back, girl.
Yeah.
I want to watch you. You have everything I want to see. You got the poise. You're everything a chief stew should be, I think.
Thank you.
We'll hope you come back and just, turn off your Twitter and Instagram and just ignore everybody. I think that's the way to do it.
Feels like we were friends.
Definitely.
I think we all should hang out. We love you. We're instant friends.
You're great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No
Sorry.
problem.
Bye.